Hey guys, I wanted to go over some fielding stuff. Number one thing we can do at home right now is be throwing, playing catch, and hitting. Those are the things you can execute anywhere with very minimal equipment. So that's really important that you're doing that. With an hour practice time, the thing that's going to help us the most as a team is being able to play, catch, and throw with each other. This is where we're going to get outs. This is where we're going to make our innings quicker. And this is where you're going to learn the game a lot better, a lot faster. Okay. So the things we want to make sure we're doing when we're throwing is we're hitting our partner in the chest. Okay. A lot of you probably know this, but the most important thing is getting through our partner's chest. It's not our mechanics and the way we're throwing, it's where we're throwing it and how the ball is flying, okay? So a lot of your guys' hands are probably not big enough to do like a two-seam grip like this, and that's fine. So just make sure you're feeling like you're aligning your fingers, especially your index and your middle, with these four seams right here, and you're probably gonna have to throw on a third finger, which is totally fine. The more pressure we're putting on that third finger, the more spin is gonna create, which we don't really want that. We want the ball to fly with more of this type of angle instead of spinning, okay? So that's number one with our throwing, is we want to make sure we're getting our hand behind these four seams, even if you got to put a third finger on there, which I know my son has to just because the size of his hand, right? So we want to make sure we're doing that, hitting our partner in the chest. Okay, that's really important. Now, for guys who are catching, it's really important that we have both our hands ready to go. Okay, we don't want to get hit in the face, and we want to make sure we're catching the ball correctly. So early presentation is really important. That's what we'll call it. Early presentation. The thing we talked about was that there's two eyes in the glove right here. And we want to make sure those two eyes always have sight of the incoming baseball, whether we're catching a ball in the air or whether we're catching a ball or fielding a ground ball, okay, or a fly ball, right? So there's two eyes in there. We want to make sure that those two eyes are presented early, way before we even get to the ball. What we don't want to have is have like a late flip like this, right? The ball's almost to us and then we flip. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure we're presenting early. So the things we're going to try to do in terms of training is when you're playing catch, we want to make sure, Brett, can you throw me this ball, buddy? Okay. What you're going to do is I want to make sure that I present my glove early, and that was a low throw, right? And then I can get back into my shuffles like we talked about, okay? So in terms of catching, we're presenting early. We're making sure two hands are available. We don't need to catch every ball with two hands like an alligator. We just want to make sure two hands are available for if it gets a little bit weird or if a ground ball gets thrown, okay? So two hands available. On our throws, the number one thing we want to be able to do is shuffle to our target, separate, and throw, okay? So it's good to try to start our glove and our hand. Sorry if I'm getting out of the camera. Our glove and our hand always around our center, okay? Glove in our hand around our center, shuffle, throw, okay? Don't worry so much about our arm mechanics right now. I want to make sure we understand that we're trying to create some energy towards our target, okay? So we're going to catch, hopefully, right? We're going to have the glove feed our hand, right? The glove feeds the hand right around our middle right here, okay? Wherever I catch it, whether it's down low, I'm going to feed my hand around my middle, right? If I catch it over here, I'm going to feed my hand around my middle. If I catch it way over my head, I've got to bring it back and feed it around my middle. We want to make this our common ground always right here, okay? So this stuff is really important for playing catch. So just to reiterate, two eyes, early presentation, right? There's two eyes in the glove. We want to present early. We want to exchange around our middle, right? Our glove feeds our hand, right? There's a little mouse in here. We're going to feed the snake. That's what we're going to be able to do, or that's what we need to do to be able to execute good throwing mechanics, okay? So, and we want to shuffle towards our target, okay? Shuffle towards our target. Glove feeds the hand. Early presentation. Those are the things we want to get started on, because if we play really good catch and throw, the games are going to be a lot more fun. We're going to be able to make outs quicker. That means we're going to get back in to hit faster and score more runs. So I think this is going to be really, really fun if we can get better at this throughout the season. Hopefully this video is really helpful.